What is going on, YouTube family? Welcome back to another episode of Pips and Points. I'm your host, Jono. And guys, I want to give a big special shout out for you guys that have hit the thumbnail to come and watch this video for the first time, or if you're a subscriber, welcome back to hopefully another awesome episode of Pips and Points, where I'm going to be telling you the moves that I've made last week, as well as the back test on the overall NAS. Okay, so first things first, let's get into the moves that we did for the beginning of this week, which I believe was week commencing. Okay, so I did a video on a Monday, which was on the, so I did a video on a Monday, which was on the 23rd, right? And I haven't done a video since. So we're going to talk about from the 23rd onwards all the moves that I've made in the markets, all right? So there's 23rd, okay, so roughly from here, and I made a couple of good moves and a couple of bad ones as well, but overall the good overrid the bad, which is the kind of results that you want. All right, so basically so rather than take you through the whole entire details of everything, actually as a matter of fact you probably want to know all the details. So 23rd. Okay, so let's go into hourly from that day onwards. Okay. So first bad decision on that day that I made was here. So that was the 24th, right? And I took a sell right here. And obviously I got closed out. The pips was actually a lot less than that. It was about 90 pips, give or take. 90, let me just double check that. No, it's about 80 pips. So 89, I mean 70, 78, that's fair enough. I can live with that. Okay, so that was the move that I did. I lost that trade. And then I did another trade, which was then I bought up here, right? I was very erratic in my behavior, to be fair, very erratic. So I bought up here, and that was about, how many pips? That was about, let's have a look how many pips that was. Yep, that pips was also tight as well. It's about that 75. And I lost that one also. Okay, and then I did another one which was about 10 pips, so I'm not even going to factor that one in because that one, it wasn't really anything major, because I saw it and then I jumped out. And then what's the next one that we did? Oh, actually it's in the wrong place. Yep, sorry, wrong place. So this was over here that I lost it, and this was over here that I lost that one also, right? So it's about there, and then yeah, just pushed down, and then I took a buy up here, and that was small pips as well. That was about, so a quick look. Yeah, that was small pips as well. So I think that was about 47 pips, give or take. We lost that one also, right? So I've done that one, and then I took another buy here again at the same wick. So literally I went straight back into the market again, right? About 10 pips, and then I lost that one also. We just say 59 pips. It was a lot less than that. It was about 40, and then I lost that one there also. Okay, and then I didn't do anything after that. So then I just sat down and I just waited. I waited, and then when I saw price had broken above this level over here, right? I jumped in on this wick. So I took a buy right here. Took a buy right here. Same sort of stop, relatively very tight at 40. And we rolled that up to around here. Right? Trading stop took me out at this level. And at this point we've done 245 pips near about, which gave me back most of the losses that I had suffered in this region over here. So I managed to get back all of my losses with just one move. And then I took a buy up here right at the top. I took a buy up here right at the top right here with another really short stop of about 40. And then I got stopped out again. And then at this point I started to pay attention to what I was really doing, because before I was just trading based on what I thought and without really following my own rules. I mean, I knew what to look for, but I wasn't really following my rules properly. You know what I mean? So at this level I really started to pay attention. So I was noticing the squeeze at this level around here. So what I did was I jumped in with a buy, and I had a feeling I would get away with a tight stop. So I had to stop around here, around 40 again. Around 40. And that got me back everything that I had lost in all of my trades plus extra, right? So we've done very well this week, right? So that's how it's looking. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losing trades and 2 winning ones, but the 2 winning ones gave me back all of my losses, and that is how you really want to trade. So that is what you call trading risk management. So if you go back and watch some of my earlier videos when I was very fluid and like I won't really play the game properly, you could see why those losses were quite heavy when they actually could have been reduced, right? So that's what happened this week. I mean last week, okay? And I'm aiming to repeat that overall move again this week without all of this stuff happening, without all of these losses. So hopefully this week is going to be a very good week in regards to trading, right? So let's get rid of all of this stuff that we've done over here. Let's get rid of everything. Let's get rid of all of that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do the back test. I'm not going to go too far back in the back test. We're just going to keep it relatively humble, right? So let's going to do the back test. Okay, do the back test. Okay. So first things first, we're going to draw out our structures in regards to the back test. So from what we can see what market is doing, also bearing in mind that we're trading with the benefit of hindsight, okay? Because we know what the market has done already, all right? So we're trading with the benefit of hindsight. So what I'm going to try my utmost to do is try to go on like I haven't seen anything that's happened over here, all right? That is not easy to do, but I am going to try to say I haven't seen any of that. And I'm going to try to make this this overall back test as honest as I can possibly make it, bearing in mind I have seen what has taken place over here, so I do know what's going to happen over here, but I have to try to go on like I haven't seen what's going to happen, which is going to be very interesting. Can I do it unbiasedly, or will I be biased? Okay, so we're going to go into the hourly. Right. That is the channel we got going on at the moment. This is how it looks. Alright, just like that. But at the same time, there's this here. You have a couple order blocks sitting at these levels over here that we have to keep an eye on. We have to keep an eye on. Keep an eye out on. So what is the time? So the time is 23. So the time of the start of the back test is 11 o'clock in the evening, right? Now at this time, I'll be getting ready to go to bed, so it's not a fair place to start from. So we're going to start it from 6 in the morning when I get up. So I've woken up at this time. So let's color this red. So this is, actually let's make it green. Go. So let's go. Okay, let's make this a bit clearer. And then let's mark out the levels. So I'm asleep now, but we've done this before. Actually, you know what? We haven't done it yet. We're gonna do it in the morning when we get up, which is once it goes past over here. I should make sure we got this right. So it's 25th. Oh shit, that's too far back. 25th, so 26th. That's 6 in the morning. Okay, so we're almost there. Okay, go time. Go time. So this is a high. And this is actually, let me move this over here because it's better to use it that way. This way. And then this is a high over here. Okay, there we hit play. So start now of the morning. Alright. Okay. So let's come all the way down. We've done absolutely nothing. So this here is a red, right? So this here is the bottom, it's a low. And that here is the top side. So I'm going to be looking for sales at this level. And we're going to take a punt at this level right here. And sticking, actually as a matter of fact, I'm doing this in the wrong settings. Let's go to 15 minute. Let's go to the 15-minute time frame. Alright, actually resume this over. Yeah, 50 minutes time frame to the hour. Alright, so we can see it's coming out at the bottom right now because this is according to the MACD, right? So the MACD is looking red at the moment, just like it's looking over here, red at the moment. It broke this level right here. So if I had gone into the MACD earlier when I was doing this, I would have seen that this would have been a perfect place to put in a sell order, but I didn't check it. I was watching on the hourly, so hence why I missed it. So it happens, right? But however, I do know that this is a bottom because according to the MACD, right? And looking at where it is right now, and we're going to be alternating from between the 15-minute to the 1 hour, okay? And we might even go as high as 4 hours in a day, depending on what happens. So looking at this right now, I'm going to say I'm going to put in a buy, right? I'm going to put in a buy right here. So we're going to do a market buy, and the stop is too ambitious for me, so I like my stop at 100 pips or lower, right? At 100 pips or lower. So I'm going to go with 70 just based on the size of this, and I'm doing a market buy right now. and we're doing a 1-to-5 ratio, which is ambitious, but that's how I like to do things. I like a big tax. So let's go. Let's see what happens, if I'm going to get stopped out or if he's going to play through. And yes, I get stopped out. Boom. It took me out straight away. So I've got taken out now, right? I've been stopped out. Boom. That's that right here. And I'm going to go into the hourly to see where everything is. And the hourly is basically saying that this might actually be a pullback. Alright, it might just be saying this is a pullback. So let's go back into it again. What is the time now roughly? Time is about 6 in the evening. Right, 6 in the evening. So whatever I do now, I will know I will have to hold it overnight until market opens. So where it is, if I'm looking for buys, I want buys at this level. I would want to buys at this level, right? Okay, so what do I do now? Okay, so first I'm going to need a confirmation that it is going up. And is that a good enough confirmation for me to say that it is going up? And bearing in mind, if this happens to be some type of a structure, okay, then I don't want to take buys in the middle, and I definitely don't want to take buys up here unless if I know for a fact it's going up, right? So because of what I'm seeing right now, I'm going to leave it be. I'm going to leave it be. Okay, so where it is right now, based on this structure that we're seeing right now, and if I was to measure how many pips we've got in here, we've got about 110 pips here, which is good for me. It's good for me, so I would take that. So what I would do now is I will bring in either a pending order or a market buy, depending on when I see this, right? And my stop is going to be super tight because I can take a really small risk, really small stop, right, just above these. So we know there's liquidity sitting under here, right? And then I'm going to do my TP at this level, right here, right here. So that's gone through. It hasn't touched my stuff at all. It hasn't touched it. Let's keep going down. Okay, so now it's gone into the red. This structure is now broken. It's flown down. My stuff hasn't been hit, but at the same time, looking at it from where it is, I now have to think to myself, what should I do? What should I do? So now I'm gonna have to wait. We're gonna get rid of this play because this play is not invalid. It's gone below, right? So we're now gonna have to have. I'm now gonna have to look for another opportunity at the bottom. So let me zoom in. So we zoom in a bit more. Sometimes when I do a back test, I go as far back as a good couple of months. Literally, I'll be sitting there all day doing exactly what I'm doing now. So this video, although it's quite short, we went as far back as the 26th. Today's the 29th, right? This video is going to be quite long. I'll tell you that from now, but it's going to be well worth it because you're going to know the psychology you need to have when you're actually in the game. Alright, so this is now looking red at the moment. It is red, it is flying down, looking red, right? Red. So there's two things I can do right now. I can say, you know what? I'm gonna wait. right? Or I can jump in. And what I've decided to do, since it's falling quite violently, I'm going to wait, because this is the 15-minute chart we're looking at. And if I go to the hourly, so let's go to the hour, we can see that push where it's open, it's jumped up, right? So that itself could be an order block. That could be an order block, or that could be the start of an uptrend. It could be the start of an uptrend. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump back into the 15, and then we're going to hit play. And also as well, I'm keeping an eye as to what the MACD is doing at the bottom, right? So now this is now going to be a risky move on my part. This is going to be a very risky move on my part, because I am going to jump in right now. So I'm going to jump in with a buy right here. We're going to put the stop right underneath this candle, okay? Right, and then we're going to see where this is going to go. We're going to see where this is going to go, and we're going to do it up here, but depending on what it does when it gets to this zone here, I might expand it even higher, right? I might expand it even higher. Don't hit my shit, don't hit my shit, man. Don't hit my shit, don't hit it, don't hit it, don't hit it, don't hit it, don't hit it. So as soon as I entered it, it took me straight red, and now it's doing silly things right now. So at this point, this is the dangerous area, right? So let's just look at the psychology behind what we will be doing when we're seeing stuff like this. So we've entered in, we've got in here, it's gone straight red, okay? It's getting close to our stop. Now there's two things that we can do. We can sit here and eat the red should we get stopped out, okay? Or we can be like, okay, we're going to expand it, all right? One of them is the right answer, the other one is the wrong answer. Now the wrong answer, I have done this many times before when I've gotten into a situation just like this, okay? In a situation just like this, right? Luckily for us, this is just a back test, so we're not doing real world money. But however, in the real world, what you don't want to do is you want to stick to your rules. If you set it at 84 pips, you have to keep it at 84 pips, right? If it hits it, fine. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to start doing this. And then what could have been an 80 pips loss, right, turns into more than that, right? And the funny thing was, if it turns against you and it breaks all the way down, all right, at least you know that you've taken a bit of a hit, but your hit is not too bad. What you don't want to do is you don't want to expand your stop too crazy. You don't want to expand it. So I think I set this at 84. 84, just keep you at 80 for now, right? We just keep you at 80. Yeah, 84, that's it, right? So this is it right now, okay? And we're keeping an eye on the overall structure. So the overall structure, now that we're in the red, is looking something like this. It is looking something like this. It's looking something like this, right? Let me just get my stuff ready. Okay, right, so let's hit play. Don't hit my stop, don't hit my, okay, cool, we're in business, we're in, boom. That's what I'm talking about, guys. That's what I'm talking about. So now we know structure's broken. We're very happy with that, okay? So now we can breathe that sigh of relief. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly go into the hourly to see what it's looking in the hour. Okay, so on the hour we can see that this area here is a consolidation, right? And we're now about to break to the upside. We're now about to break to the upside. So we go back into the 15-minute, and then let's watch it do its thing. Either way, it could still damage me though. Like, I kid you not, it could still do something stupid. But let's just hope that it just doesn't do that. Okay. So as it stands, on this trade, we lost 68 pips. So we need to get 68 plus in this move over here. And the overall TP is 222. So we're just going to expand that. and see how that goes. Like, this career path that we've chosen to be traders, it's not for anyone. Not everybody can do this. This I promise you, not everybody can do this. You need to have balls of steel to be able to do this. And years and years and years, or have a really good mentor. No! Okay, so we just missed it. So either way, it hasn't gone through. It hasn't gone through. Okay, so now we're going to measure over here and let's see if we've got our 68. Because that's what we need for us to be good. Okay, we've got 85, which basically means at this level over here, we can now bring in a trailing stop, right? We can bring in a trailing stop to secure our losses that we got from the other trade that we did. So, so this is where we're going to bring our trailing stop. We're going to bring our trailing stop just here, right? If price hits this line, we're out of the game. We're out of the game and we've taken no loss, a little bit of profit that covers this loss over here. All right, so now let's go. Let's go. Okay, it didn't hit. All right. Okay, so now we're in business. Things is going our way. Don't hit it. Don't hit it. Okay, it hasn't hit it. It hasn't hit it. It's still doing things like it's supposed to. Like it's supposed to. That's it. That's it. Okay, it's doing that. Okay, it's doing that. It's doing that. It's doing. Okay, that's it. We're out. We're out. We're out. We're out. We're out. Okay, so now we're out of the game. We're out of the game, and we've taken no losses. So that's it right here. Boom. That is it right here. Okay, so we've recovered our losses over here, and this wick over here is the one that took us out. So let's zoom in. Actually, no, it actually wasn't this wick. It was this that actually took us out, right? So everything that was supposed to happen, everything that wasn't supposed to happen happened, but it happened in a way where we didn't suffer, and we actually managed to gain a little bit as well. So if you look, we've got 71, right? We've got 73 pips over here. And if you look at the loss was 68 pips over here. Okay, so we've made a little bit extra on top, which is fantastic. That's how you want to play it. So okay, so now let's jump into the day and see what's going on in the day. Okay, so we can now see that this structure in the hourly is about to break, right? We can see that very, very, very clearly. Very clear that this is going to happen. This structure is on the verge of breaking, right? So we've taken some pips here. So now we need to look at what we're going to do and how we are going to do it. All right, so let's go back into the 15 minute. Go back into the 15 minute, right? And let's have a look to see what's what. How are we going to figure out what to do? Okay, so... Okay, so okay. All right, so we're going into the hourly now. Going into the hourly, and this structure looks like it's about to break, right? Once we get a candle wick up below this trend line over here, it would make sense to put in a sell. It would make sense to me to put in a sell, right? So let's jump into the 15 minute. Okay, and let us go. Let's hit play. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it's doing it now. It's doing it. It's doing it. It's doing it. It's doing it. Okay, let's pause that. Let's make this bigger. Make this bigger. So at this point right now, we could take another buy. We could actually take another buy. Why are we taking another buy? Because it's come to this trend line and it's bouncing off this trend line, okay? And as you can see, it's at a low point. right? And the low points is where you want it. So this is a low point, that's where we want it. That's a low point, that's where we want it, right? So this is where it is. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in and we're gonna jump in with another buy. So we're gonna jump in with another buy, right? Our stop is going to be 55, because like I said, we want to keep our stops as a general rule. A general rule that I operate under is I like to keep my stops under 100. Maximum is 100 pips, right? No more than 100 pips. I am not comfortable losing more than 100 pips on a trade. So that's a little channel we got going on right now. And the cool thing about this is that you can actually pause it and stop time. So market doesn't move as you draw your lines, right? So, so we're gonna say we're gonna do 200 pips over here. So 55 is the risk, 200. So 1 to 3. Now let's go. Is it gonna hurt? Close, 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 close. Aye, it done it. It done it. It done it. So now we've lost it. We've lost 55 pips. Boom. We've lost 55 pips over here. It's close underneath our little trend line. We're now going to go into the hourly. And we're going to see where it is. And this is where it gets confusing, because look at how confusing this thing looks, right? So at least we know that our position was correct, but we should have made our stop a little bit bigger, right? Our position was correct. We should have made our stop a little bit bigger, right? So what this whole thing is basically saying, right, is that it's going to fly all the way up to hit the top of this trend right here, right? It's going to fly all the way to the top, and this is an uptrend. So this whole thing is an uptrend. So we've lost that trade because we put in, our stop was very, very tight. So the hourly gave us a signal to say that's what's going to happen. So at this point, I could take a sell over here, but I don't know if it's going to keep going up or if it's going to break down. I do know that this eventually is going to break, right? So first, let's look to see if a sell is going to be worth our while, right? If a sell is going to be worth our while. I actually don't think a sell will be worth our while right now, because I don't know what the market is going to do, right? I don't know what the market is going to do. And 90 pips, $90 to 90, nah, it doesn't work for me. So we're going to leave that, and we're just going to let market do what market's doing. Like I said, this is going to be a long video. Okay, so now we've got in the move. It's broken below. So we go to the hourly to confirm that. Okay, hourly hasn't confirmed it. It's still there, right? But this strong wick to the downside tells me that if I wanted to, maybe I should. Maybe I should. So now we've got to look at this and see where would be the best place to put our stop. And at the moment, I don't have no clear spot of where to put our stop, because either way, put in a stop. So say for example, if we're selling, but this has all happened, so we have to sell from down here, right? Nah, this stop doesn't work for me. This is 200 pips. F that. We're not doing that at all. We are not doing that at all. So we're going to go into the 15-minute. We know price is now shooting down. And what we're going to do is we're going to hit play. And we're going to see if we get a nicer move. Okay. So now this is looking fairly reasonable. This is looking fairly reasonable. Let's go to the hourly. Okay, hourly still doing what it's doing. We measure where it is. 85 pips. Is that worth it? Is that worth it? And let's look at how many pips we gained over here first. How many pips we got over here? So we got 73 pips in this one right here. So 73 pips, we got that over here. We've lost 55 over here, so we're still good in terms of how much we've made. So we gained 73 over here, and we've lost 55 over here, so we're still good. Let's go to the hour. Go to the hour, see what the hour is saying. Okay, so hour is pushing down. I could take it, but however, I want to see what color this is going to be first. So let's go. So that's pushing up. All right. So now that it's pushing up, now let's assess this overall situation again. Let's assess this overall situation again. So this is a low, right? We know that's a low. And we also know that this is a low, right? And we also know that this is a low and price is broken below this low right here, right? So now what we're gonna do is that I'm just trying to think. Let's go to the hourly for a second. Let's take a look at the hourly. What's going on in the hour? Let's go. What's going on with the hour? Okay. And this is the top bar. Okay. Okay. All right, so we're gonna adjust this down a bit. I'm gonna adjust this down some more because it still hasn't broken. It's still playing games. So you go back into the 15-minute. I actually should have taken a buy down here somewhere, right? But a couple of my rules that I'm waiting for, it didn't happen in that way. So taking a buy at these two levels would have been the right move to make. But however, I reckon I wasn't comfortable with it. It would have been the right move, but I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable. I couldn't read it at all. And like I said, so if I stop and I do the losses so far, so we've done 68 loss over here, and we've done 55 loss over here, and we have done 73 gain over here, right? So we haven't made no big gains so far. No big gains. Okay, so with this parabolic over here, so as we can see, this was a false little alarm situation that we have, because now we have a higher low. We have a higher low, and it's right within this structure over here. So first things first is now I need to figure out what I'm comfortable with in regards to this trade, what I plan to gain and how much I can get, right? So this overall wick over here is over 100 pips, and I'm not comfortable with that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a calculated risk of 50 pips pending order, and I'm going to do it up to this side up here, up to this level, which is 442 pips to the upside, 60 pips is the risk. So now we're going to run it. Let's see what happens. All it needs to do is push above this level, and already if I pause it, and already we can see we have a structure that fills me with confidence to let me know that I'm going to get a fair bit out of it. And that structure that has now come in, that has filled me with confidence, is this right here. It's that right here. It's this right here. Right? So I have a feeling it's going to break above. Will it break? Let's see. Let's see. Okay, well, it looks like that's not happening. No, stop. Where's my finger jig? Let's undo that. Okay. Let's keep that there for now. Okay. Let's see if we dented that. Alright, so we can see now it's broken up to the upside. It's now consolidating. It's pulling back. It's going to fly off again. Oh, is it? Okay. So now let's measure our gains so far. We're looking at 77 pips. So right now at this stage, I've made back all losses. So this loss over here was 55, and this loss over here was 68, and this gain over here was 73. And obviously right now we're sitting on we're sitting on 75. So we're doing good right now. We're doing good. We're doing good. We're doing good. So let's just expand this a bit. And at this point, I just need a couple pips more, and then I'll bring in a trailing stop to secure what I've got. I just want to see another consolidation. Okay. Okay. Right. So now what I would now do, seeing what I'm seeing right now, is I will bring in a trailing right here. I'll bring in a trailing right here, and that will give me 58. So we've got 58 locked in right now. Let's go. And then once we get another consolidation, okay, so now at this point I know I've got what I wanted. Right, so now we've been trading up here, and our trader's giving me 110. So now I am completely in the blue in regards to all the losses that I've made. I've made it all back, plus profits. So now we're gonna see what happens now. If it consolidates again, then we'll bring in another trailing to secure that level. Okay, so now it's doing this thing. It's doing this thing. It's doing this thing. Come on, go up. Don't come down. Don't come down, you mother. Go up. Up. That's it. Okay. So as this is happening now, this is what I'm noticing. So I'm noticing this. That's what I'm noticing. So now my trailing cannot move because of this structure that's now emerged. Alright? It's either I can close out and take in what I've gained so far, right? which is, if you overlook at overall market, it's 154 pips that I would have gained so far. Or I can keep it at my trailing stop will be 110 and see what happens. So we're just going to keep riding with it. Just going to keep rolling with it and see what it does. Okay, looks like it's going to take me out. Boom, I'm out. So I'm out of the game. I got out of the game with 110. With 110 pips, right? This is the overall structure. And what is funny is that this shape is still being maintained. It's that this shape is still being maintained. So we've had 2 big wins so far that has brought the whole account balance back into the green, right? Back into the green, right? But however, there is a couple moves that we now need to keep an eye out for, right? There's a couple moves that we need to keep an eye out on, right? So let's do, oh no, I didn't want to do that. Let's bring that back. Right, just wait a moment. So we just have to smoke, because this thing is just, it's hard work, man. It's hard work. And remember, we're doing this with hindsight, and it's not so straightforward. It's not so straightforward. So now we're going to the hourly. Right, we're going to the hourly. And we can see we might be getting the break that we've been looking for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this trend line a bit lower to about this level right here. I'm going to bring this trend line a bit lower, and we're going to drag it up some more, because where this candle is, it hasn't hit that trend. But as you can see, all the moves that we're making, with the exception of this one, and the only reason why this one failed was because of where we put it, right? But this was a righteous trade also, but we just got that wrong. This trade was 100% incorrect, hence why we lost that. Okay, so we're gonna drag this trend line up some more, and market is still pushing up. So basically, what I'm doing now is I'm drawing everything up now to this trend line up here, to this order block up here, okay? Because there's a good chance price is going to be heading up there, but at the same time, we don't want no choppy situations. So let's see where we are in the day. So this was the 26. Shit, we've gone into the 27th. Like, I got so wrapped up in this. All right, we're doing this saying I don't sleep. I'm a robot, right? So I'm a robot. I don't require sleep. And we're just going through it all, because I kind of messed up. I was meant to put in the hours where I would not be trading in there, but I've missed that. So it is what it is. We're just going to do it like, actually, tell a lie, we can still pull it in there. We just say there were overnight trades, right? So this is what, 26 at 6 in the morning. Right. So it's at 11 at night. I've gone bed. I put in a trade before I went to sleep, and when I woke up in the morning, I was out. This is 27th. And I would have got up around 6 in the morning. Okay, so when did that close out? That closed out in the middle of the night. So I'm just gonna drag that in there like so. No, not that. Let's just go into the 15-minute for a second. So I think I might have to speed up. Oh, so this video, so this one we won. Yes, we won this trade. We won this trade. We won this trade. Yes, we won it. We won this trade. So okay, yeah, so we keep that as it is. We won that trade. So that's 6 in the morning, 6:15, so 6 in the morning. And okay. I'm just trying to get it dead on. And then what time did you do this trade? So we did this trade, we got overnight fees, but we also won this trade as well. We also won this trade as well. But in saying that, now that I'm actually bringing in the time involved, right? So we close the trade here, right? Let's see what time I get up in the morning, because that's going to have a huge factor as to what I do in the middle of the day. So it's 6 in the morning here, right? 6 in the morning here. So I need to adjust where I take my profit at this level, because if I'm awake, I definitely would have played it different. All right, so 6 in the morning. Invoices from 11 to 6 in the morning. Okay, so we're just gonna bring in a different color in here. Right, nighttime. Right, so we got that. So we did well in that trade, and then we did bad in that trade, but chances are I would have stuck in a buy here, but obviously I didn't do that, so it doesn't count. That we consider cheating. Okay, and what's this time here? This is okay, so I'm asleep over here. I'm in bed. Okay, so I would have got stopped out earlier. I'll be honest with you guys. I kid you not, I would have got stopped out earlier. I know myself, I know how I play this, and there was no way I would have put my trading stop up here. I have to be honest. I have to be honest. I would have put my trading stop right up here. Right up here. Because there's one thing if I'm asleep, but if I'm up and I'm watching the market, I would have brought my trading stop to about this level. And then I would have got stopped out. So let's bring this in. Yep, I would have got stopped out about here somewhere, which would have given me 145 pips. Okay. So now let's go in front. So it's 11 at night. Six in the morning. Okay, so we've got going on. It's now going to the hourly, see what direction hourly is pointing in, and it is pointing downwards. It's going to the 15-minute, and this is the structure that we've got going on right now. We're in the middle of the day. I have a feeling price is going to break up to the upside, to the top of this structure, but let's see how it plays out. So what do I do now? Time is 1:30 in the afternoon. Now that I've done it this way, it's way more interesting. Okay, so we've got a higher low right here, a higher low right here, and this was the high point, which is in a terrible place. This is the next high point. So you know what? We watch it. We watch it. See what it does. Okay, so it's broken through. So at this point, I now look at these wicks higher than that. This one here is higher than this one over here, and it's in the channel and it's pulled back a bit like a slingshot. So in my thinking, I would say I would jump in, and at the bottom is the red on the MACD, right? And if we're buying in an uptrend, I always like to buy the reds according to the MACD, and if we're in a downtrend, I always like to sell the greens, right? It's just how I do things. If it works for you, great, but this stuff kind of works well for me in terms of how I trade. It kind of works well, so that's what I normally do. All right, so now I'll go into the the hourly one more time. I see it's right at the bottom of that structure. It could break the structure itself and fly all the way down, so it's definitely a possibility. But I like to take risk, calculated ones anyways. So I'm going to put in my buy right here. I'm going to set my stop down here, just below this wick, which is a 42 pip stop. And I'm going to set my TP all the way up to the order block, or just underneath the order block, which is 354. Right, so that is 1 to 8, which is really good for me. I like those type of odds. So now let's see what happens. Boom. And it's taking me out completely. It's taking me out. But this time round, it's in a good location. So then what I do is I then go back into the market again. So I've lost what, 42 pips on this one. I will put in a buy right here. I'll put my stop right underneath this stop over here, right underneath this this thingamajig over here, that pip, and I'll drag my trading stop, my stop, all the way up to underneath that. So then we hit play. And it's taking me out again. It went straight through and it took me out. So now I'll go into the hourly to find out exactly what the hell's gone wrong. And I can see that structure has broken. So I now need to be looking for sales. I now need to be looking for sales right now. Right? Because over here, the indicator, what it tells me is this is not where I make buying or selling decisions. It just tells me the direction it's moving in. So as you can see, it's gone red. So we're just going to assume that price is falling. Go back into 15-minute. And now I'm going to wait until we get a pullback before I start selling the market. And look at that. This is what I hate more than anything. Look at that. It's slingshot. It's taking me out only to go back up again. And it does this. So now we go back into the hourly. Go back into the hourly. We now adjust our trend line, because the shape of this black candle pushing up tells me there's a good chance price is going to be going up to maintain itself in this structure. So I can now jump back into the 15-minute. And I'll see what it does before I decide if I'm going to jump in or not. Okay, so now it's looking like it's pulling back down again. But let's see what it does once it gets down. If it goes up, then I'll be looking. Okay. So what do we have here according to the 15-minute? Because this is the black candle. Could have this. which is going to break down at some point. That's what we got going on. So I was expecting this structure to break up. It didn't. It came down. So we got caught, right? And now we've got it winding down in this shape, right? So how many pips have I lost? So I've lost 42 in that one, and I've lost 62 in that one. I've gained 149 in this one, and I've gained 68 in that one. So we're going to add it all up at the end. Just to get roughly a good roundup as to what we've done over the course of the week, and hopefully it's going to be great, but let's see what happens. All right, so at this point right now, I am going to stick in a buy. And guys, if you've watched up to now, if you're still watching right now, still watching the videos, bro, thank you very much. I truly appreciate you for hanging with it, right? And if you find the content useful, just hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content just like this, the backtest and the overall daily analysis that we do in regards to the NAS for the coming days. So if you find it useful, just hit the subscribe button, hit the like, turn on the notification, do all of that cool stuff. All right. Okay, so now we're in. Okay, we're in business. We're in business. Look at that. 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 Okay, right, guys. So I now know that this was a slingshot. This definitely was an uptrend, right? And this is something that I have begun to realize in regards to the structure over here. Usually it breaks down and then it pushes back up again. So now at the moment, we're seeing that we're doing very, 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 very good indeed, right? So we now need to bring in trading stops. So rather than drawing more lines around, let me just get this little thingamajig. Get this thingamajig. Right? Because this is happening and I'm awake. So I'm not asleep or anything like that, I'm awake. So what I would do is I would secure my trading stop under this wick. I'll wait for this wick to close, and then for the second wick to close before I consider bringing in my trailing stop underneath this one for now. So if you look at what we've got here, so let's look at our gains so far. So our gain so far is 109 pips. All right, it's 109 pips, give or take. No, it's 104. I don't know where I got the 9 from, but yep, it's 104. So, and we got our trailing stop right there. Okay, so now let's hit play. Let's watch this thing do its thing. Okay. So now what I then do is I then bring this and I land this right underneath this one right here, which basically means our trailing stop is now 200. So we've got 200 pips gained in this one move already. And now we're going to hit play. And then what we're going to do is we're going to quickly jump into the hourly, just so we can get that all important confirmation to see if things is going to go our way. And it looks like it just might, but we are expecting a pullback at that level. So what I now do is, because I'm expecting a pullback at that level, I don't want to lose anything I've just gained. So I'm going to bring my trailing right about here, which means I have now gained 242 pips, which is fantastic. So let's keep pushing up. All right, you keep going. That's it. Okay. And we're going to bring trading right about here, which is going to be 325 pips gained so far. So that you keep playing, hit, we're out the game. we're out the game. So now we're getting close to the end of the night. So what's the time here? Time is 8:45. So now we're not going to do anything. We're not going to do anything. We are going to expand this though, because we know this is at top of structure. It's almost at the top of the structure. So we now need to figure out what we're going to do moving forward. Should we just let it do its thing? It's broken all the way down. So wait, let me bring this in. Because we've got a TP hit. We've got taken out about here somewhere. Yep, we got taken out about here. It was a little bit into the future, but just to keep everything running smooth, we're just going to bring this in to tell us how much you've gained so far. So as you can tell by the overall trend, is that we are taking losses. We're definitely taking losses as we trade, but the style in which I'm using to trade basically means is that I always make back my what's the word I'm looking for? I always make back what I've lost. So if you look at the gain so far, so 68 gained over here, 145 gained over here, and 327 gained over here. And then if you look at the losses are very measured. 68 pips, 55 pips loss, 62 pips loss, 42 pips loss, right? That's how much you've lost so far. Just bear with me more. I'm just going to bring in the calculator real quick and just do the maths on that. So far we've lost 227 pips and we've made 540 pips, right? Okay, let's keep the show going. All right. So now we're asleep. So let's stop, go into the hourly for a second. We're asleep right now. We're not really going to be analyzing anything because we're sleeping. We're in bed. Okay, let's speed it up until we get to daytime and then take it from there. Okay. So now we're up. It's about 11 in the morning. It's about 11 in the morning. This is the high point. This was the previous high point. It's the high point now. Okay, so at this point, looking at where my market is, it is 11 in the morning. This is what I'm seeing. There's my little thingamajig. This is what I'm seeing right now. You see the squeezing down into a channel. Okay, just going to zoom in a little bit more. And if I want to buy, this is where I'll be buying from. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick in a buy right now. stick a buy into the market, and I'm just going to do a 30 pip stop. And we're gonna chase that order block that we've been chasing, and let's see what we get. Okay, not so good, even bad, been hit. So now we're out. We've lost 30 pips. 30 pips gone. Jump into the hourly, see what's happening, come out. Okay, so I'm like, okay, cool, it's almost at the bottom of the structure, and it has produced a lower low, right? It's producing a lower low, so this is a lower low right here, this is the lower high right here, okay, because this low, this high over here is higher than this high over here, right? So this is looking like it's about to break and fall to the downside, right? It's about to break and fall to the downside, and we now need to see how we're actually going to play this, where will be a good spot to jump it. To jump in. So it hasn't broken yet, so these reds, I will still consider them as a buys for the upside, and the risk that I'm taking is so small, it doesn't matter if I get it wrong, because when I do get it right, I will get a lot of pips for it. So let's ride it. Okay, so I missed that. I didn't put a buy, so I would have put a buy in there, to be fair, but I missed it. So let me just come out, and we're in the wrong thing anyways. We're in the 15. Yeah, yeah, if I was going into the 15, I would have seen that. All right, so okay, so price has rejected at this level. Price is rejected at this level right here, right? So I'm now looking for sales. Why am I looking for sales? It's really straightforward. This high is higher than this high over here, right? Okay, and these two have confirmed, so I now need to find a good spot. So I literally want to buy whilst this is still in the black, right? And the reds is when I'll be taking profit. So we do the opposite. When we're looking for buys, we buy the reds at the bottom. When we're looking for sells, we buy the blacks at the top. So yeah, so now I can see this is happening. I'm now going to put in a sell, but I now have to think how I'm going to set up my stop. So do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put in a sell right here. I'm going to put in a sell right here. Put in a sell right here. And that's 101. We don't like that one bit. But I will be okay with the 76 pip stop. I'll be okay with that. So we're just gonna get, oh, what's important is the time of the day as well. So we're just gonna look to see where we are on the day. 6. So I'm definitely still up. I don't know what I'm doing there. I just zoned out for a second. Alright, cool. So I think at this point is probably where I'm probably going to stop the video. We're just going to see how this plays out, and then we're just gonna stop the video, because I could be doing this for hours, and there's things I kind of want to be doing today as well, so I don't want to spend too much time on this. Yeah, 15 minutes for one. So let's hit play. Okay, it's gonna take me out, but it's gonna keep me sweet. All right. Okay. So where you put in that sell was a very good level. a very good level. So hit stop. So right now, in regards to bringing in a trading stop, this would be the perfect place for me to do it. Right here. After consolidation, which gives me 80 pips. So that is 80 pips on the sell that we've gotten so far, and we lost 30 on this one, right? So we lost 30 pips. So roughly overall total is 257, right? And in gains, we're still calculating that. So let's hit play. Okay, that's still doing its thing. That's still doing its thing. Yeah, it's still looking good. Still looking fantastic. Yeah, it's looking great. And that there, I'd have been like, you know what? F that. Let's secure the assets. Secure the assets. So I'd have brought in the trading stop about here. Actually, no, I'd have brought in the trading stop about here, to be fair. This was like a sensible place to bring it. So I'd have brought that in. And that would have given me 243 pips. So 243 pips right now. Okay. So let's get this. We're looking at 6 in the morning. Okay, let's go into the hourly. So structure is already broken. So structure is broken in the hourly, right? This is the level it needs to go below. And obviously it's night time already, so I'm thinking I'm gonna need to go to sleep. Let's see where this is at. Okay, so right now it's produced a lower low, lower than this level right here, right? So this level right here just got broken, which basically means, let me see where the time is, because where the time is on here will tell me if I'm going to keep this position open overnight, if I'm going to call it a day. So I'm just going to zoom in. So you already know that it's broken below a major low right now. So it's broken below that. It's broken below that. So what I'm going to do is we're going to keep this running overnight. We're going to keep this running overnight. We have a very strong red in regards to the MACD. So we're definitely in the right direction. Okay. We've managed to secure in a fair amount of pips over here. But let's see if we can get some more pips secured. Some more pips secure. So we're going to keep this overnight with our trading stop where it is. So if I just drag this across so I can pick it up later, right? Let's just move this across over here some more so we can pick that up later too. And then we're going to let this run. We're going to let this run. We're going to let this run and we're going to see what happens. So it's still pushing down. Still pushing down. Let's come up. Is it going to hit my TP? So we're now in the morning. So it's going to go into the 15-minute. And we can see it's come all the way up. This is the structure we've got going on right now. Is it going to break that? Or is it just going to take me out? So let's see what it does. Okay, pushing down. Okay, okay. We're only going to bring in a trailing further down once it goes even lower. So at the moment we can see structures breaking. So I'm happy where everything is. Okay. Okay, so now we can bring trading down here. So stop. So we can bring trailing right down here, which means this is now just hit 363 pips. So we're doing very good right now. Very good. Very good. And that's it, we're out. That's it, we're out. So guys, I am going to end this video right here. Okay, right, so that was a back test. Okay, and in this back test, the main concept that I used was risk management to help me gain as many pips as possible. So just doing the maths on here so far. Okay, so we lost 30 pips here. So we lost 30 pips, so which is giving us a total loss of 257, right? And we had 540. So we had 540. Because believe it or not, my maths is not so great, even though I'm a trader. Imagine. Thank God for the calculator, eh? 363. So overall, we've lost 257 pips and we've gained 903. Right? So that's a very good turnout. Very good solid moves that we made. And if I had all day to do this, you probably would have seen that overall the gains would have been insane. Alright, so guys, if you find this content useful, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification, and hit the bell icon. And thank you for coming over and watching another episode of Pips and Points, where we backtest their NAS. So guys, I will see you in tomorrow's video, where we're just going to be analyzing the live market, seeing how we're going to play that, and that will be tomorrow. So until then, this is Jono signing out.